if you lean on those ands or twos and fours, it can really turn things around and screw everybody up. So, you know, just be careful with it unless you're absolutely certain that that's your last day with that band. Hey, it's Josh from Drum Highway here, and what I just played is something I call the 6-stroke roll flip-flop. I was taking the main accents, if you're thinking of triplets, on 1s and 3s and moving them to 2s and 4s. If you think of them as 16th note triplets, I'm thinking of them as playing on all the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and moving to the accents of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I move back and forth between those two accents. It's really not too hard to get going, and I use it in all styles of music. Let's get into it. So getting into this video, I'm going to assume that you have a basic understanding of what the 6-stroke roll is. The sticking pattern is right, left, left, right, right, left, right. I'm replacing an accent on those two outside notes. It's going to sound like this. If you need some help just to get that basic 6-stroke roll going, not a problem. You go to my website, Drum Highway, and there's a couple videos that are going to answer all the questions you have. Link in the description below. So the 6-stroke roll can be thought of in two different subdivisions, 16th notes or in triplets. So the standard way that you might learn it would be in 16th notes, but the way that is 90% of the time applied to the drum set is as a triplet. Now these can either be 8th note triplets like found in jazz or 16th note triplets like found in rock. We're going to talk about both of those in this video. I think the easiest way to get this flip-flop going is to think of them in jazz and in 8th note triplets. So what we're going to do is play a 4-bar phrase. I'm going to play 2 measures of the 6-stroke roll, and I'm going to apply it to the tom-toms so that you can easily hear where those accents are falling and you sort of get this descending line. It's going to sound like this. 3, 4. After you play 2 bars, in order to get that to flip, all you're going to do is on the 3rd measure, you're going to play right, left, left, like you normally would, but then you're going to go back and start the cycle of the 6-stroke roll immediately again on beat 2. So it's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. So going into that 3rd bar, you're going to play this. 2, 3, 4. And then coming back at the end of that 2nd bar, you're going to play 4 triplet 1 and then start the cycle again back on the downbeat. So you'll end up going 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. So the whole 4-bar phrase is going to sound like this. I'm going to play the hi-hat on 2 and 4 so you can hear when these accents flip-flop. Check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. And that's basically it in a nutshell. Let's play it in a jazz context. I'll play 4 bars at a time and make that my 4-bar solo. It really has a great sound. It's a bit of a beat displacement, if you will. So you're really leaning on those 1s and 3s. All of a sudden, you're on those 2s and 4s. Now, you can play those right next to each other like that, so you can hear that changing. But the other thing you can do is, because a lot of times people come in and they're just playing these on 1s and 3s and going around. But you can actually start that whole cycle on 2 and 4. And you don't even have to play the entire cycle. You could just drop in and start playing stuff on 2 and 4 a second and get in and out of that stuff a little bit. So let me give you an example of that. So as you could hear, when I was coming in, I was really leaning for those 2s and 4s rather than the 1s and 3s. Now let's take a look at this in more of a rock setting. You're going to think of this as 16th note triplets. So the relative conversion, I just made that up, is we're going to move from the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 to playing on the and to the beat. And that's going to sound like this. I'll put the hi-hat on quarter notes so you can hear it moving around. So again, to convert this into more of a 16th note or a rock setting, we're going to play a 2-bar phrase, where the first measure, everything is played on the downbeats, because we're thinking of these as 16th note triplets. 1 and a 1 and a 2 and a 2 and a 3 and a 3 and a 4 and a 4 and a. Then we're going to move everything to the and to the beat in the second bar. So in order to get this to flip-flop, as soon as you get to beat 1, you're going to go 1 and then you'll start everything again on the and of the cycle. And coming back, you'll play and 1. It ends up being the same. All we're doing is adding an extra right, left, left every time. So here's that 2-bar cycle, accents on the toms. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you put that in context, it'll sound like this. I'll play 2 bars of a groove and then 2 bars of that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can bust this thing up too. You don't have to always play the entire cycle. You can be dropping in and moving around on these accents however you want to. So let me try a couple examples of that. One other thought on this is you have to be careful how you apply this, but if you really fall on those 2s and 4s, or you really fall on the and to the beat, it kind of has a beat displacement kind of thing going on. As if you were to play a rock groove like this and move to the ands. Check it out. So if I just come out of the gate and I'm kind of in a jammy thing, or I'm not playing a country gig where I'm going to get fired, but I can actually kind of go for it a little bit, you can lay on those 2s and 4s or lay on those ands, and it sounds cool. Check it out. The other thing you'll notice there is that I was doing some on the snare and some on the toms, so you even had movement between the snare to the toms within those ands. So you kind of got this going on. 3, 4. You have to be a little careful how you apply that thing, because you can, if you lean on those ands or 2s and 4s, it can really turn things around and screw everybody up. So, you know, just be careful with it unless you're absolutely certain that that's your last day with that band. In which case, you know, moving on. So there it is, the 6-stroke roll flip-flop, as I like to call it. All you're doing is adding an extra right, left, left. In 8th note triplets, that's taking you from the 1 and 3 to the 2 and 4. In 16th note triplets, it's taking you from the numbers to the and. You can play a whole cycle, you can bounce in and out of it, feel like it's doing some beat displacement. It's a really cool thing. Have fun with it, and we'll see you next time.